All right, guys, get ready.
You recording it?
We are recording. Yep.
Recording? Like
Yep.
you're talking and I'm talking?
Hey!
Matt, I don't want to hear your
Alright.
voice.
Here we go. Okay, right now, the 3-2 assignment is in front of you. This is a 2-day lesson because I'm teaching 2 different things. Alright, what am I teaching today? Yeah, substitution method is all I'm going to teach. I will teach linear combination method, or also known as the elimination method. When? Tomorrow. Okay, good? Alright, substitution method is another method to solve a linear system. Yesterday you did it with graphing. What's the answer? Where the two lines intersect. Okay, or
Parallel.
they don't intersect, no solution, or they intersect everywhere. Infinitely many. Okay, this method does the same thing, it gets you the answer, but just more algebraically. You're using your pencil, you're working it out, and you punch out the answer, okay? So, here are some rules on how to do it. I'm not going to read you the rules quite yet. I want to show you what substitution is. And I think you might want to do this off to the side of your paper right about here. So, substitution rules. First, let's go do a substitution problem that's so simple, I think. Here's an equation. X equals 5, that's the equation. And here's another equation. X plus y equals 10. Now, if I graphed one equation and the other equation, I get a line, and eventually they would
intersect.
Okay. Now, this method is called the substitution method. Without me reading all the directions, what is it that you think I'm going to do?
Move the X.
Say it again.
Move the X on.
Move the x over. You mean like move this x over here?
Yeah.
Okay, so solve for y. Okay. But, hang on. In substitution, the word substitution means you're going to take something and substitute it into something else. Yeah, Victoria?
Yeah, but the 5 in French.
Okay. She says, since you know what x equals, you know x equals what number?
5.
5. If you know x equals 5, why wouldn't you substitute it in for the x below into the other equation? So this x is really just what? It says right here, x is 5. So I go like this, and now I solve that equation for the remaining variable y. Y equals what?
5.
5.
Wait, what is it?
Why does it equal 5? 5 plus 5 is 10. Or you can subtract 5, subtract 5. Okay?
Oh, sorry.
So now,
I was looking at it differently.
What's, hey, intersect two lines. Where do these two lines intersect? 5, 5. Okay. Now yesterday, guys, you would have done this problem by graphing a line, and you would have got 5, 5. Visually, you would have got 5, 5. So if you really like to see a picture, then the graphing method is your method. But if you don't care about the picture, then the substitution method is a nice method. Now, to be honest, I'd say about 5% of you like the graphing method. Maybe 10%. Most people, when I'm all done, they either like the substitution method or they like the linear combination method. The graphing is never a favorite. The only time I'm going to really ask you to graph again is on the next quiz or the next review or the next test. Once you do it yesterday, I don't ask you to do it very often. That's why I wanted you to practice yesterday. Yeah.
With these methods, are they going to be able to be interchanged out during other assignments?
Yes.
So like if you want to use the
Later down the line,
Yeah.
I'll say pick your method, do whatever you want. And I bet you nobody picks the graphing method. I'll bet.
You can check it.
You can check it with graphing, sure. Okay. Hey guys, did that make sense?
Yeah.
That's what the graphing method is. Once you know what x is, if you know x is 5, put 5 in the other equation and then solve for y like I did. I didn't really show my work. I should have showed what? Minus 5, that's how I got the 5. Okay? Okay, so now, if you read what this says, step 1 says in the method, substitution method, solve one equation for what?
One of the variables.
One of the variables. Now see, that was already solved for x. That was an easy one. So if you have to solve for one of the variables, which one? Which variable would be easy? Why over x? Why not x?
Because we're used to solving for one.
You're used to solving for x. Okay, here's the deal. This is what you should write yourself. You should write yourself a quick note. Which one should I solve for? Look for this. Look for the variable that has a 1 in front of it. So if you see 1x, solve for x. Or what? 1y. Yeah, if you see a 1x or a 1y, go after that one and solve for that x or that y. Okay? All right. Step 2 says once you solve for x or y, substitute the expression for y or x into the other equation. Is that what I did over here? Did I put the 5 in the other equation? Yeah. Solve for the remaining variable. I solve for the remaining variable. I got y equals 5. I'm doing everything this says to do. Okay? And then I'm not going to talk about 3 because you'll see what 3 is in just a second. Okay? All right, here we go. Ready? I know you can't see this very well, but on your paper you can. Hey Bryce, did you ever get the notes?
Yeah.
Okay, good. 3x plus 4y equals 12. And 2x plus y equals 10. Good. Okay. Now, you need to tell yourself which variable are you solving for?
Why?
Top equation or bottom equation?
Bottom equation.
Okay. Why'd you pick the bottom?
Because it has one.
Because it has a 1y. If I saw a 1x, I would have solved for x. But I saw a 1y. Okay, I agree with you. So slide on over and solve for y. It would read y equals negative 2x what?
Plus 10.
Okay. Do yourself a favor. Circle it. What does y equal? Circle it. And then right above it, write the word home. Now why do I have you write the word home? Because at the end of the day, where does everybody go? Home. We all go home. Okay? So at the end of this problem, where are you going to go? You're going right back to this box. Because you're going to know what x is. And when you know what x is, you stick it right there. Take it times negative 2, add 10, you get the y value. You'll come back here later, I promise. Okay, now remember, when you know what y equals, this is just a number. This number gets plugged in to the other equation. But where?
And 4.
In for x or y?
Y.
Because y equals that number. That number gets plugged into y. Right there. And then you come over here, off to the side, and you rewrite that problem. 3x plus 4 times y. Use your grouping symbols. What are you putting in for y? Negative 2x plus 10. Now, if you guys can get ahead of me, get ahead of me. Don't. No, if you're copying my work, that means you're really relying on me too much. 3x. Okay, what's this and what's this?
Negative
Negative
8x.
8x. Multiply.
Plus 40.
Plus 40 equals 12. Okay, we're down to one variable. We just have to solve this equation for the x. X term minus an x term plus a number. Out of these three terms, which ones can you add together?
This one, x's.
The x terms. Okay, what do they add up to?
Negative 5x.
Plus 40 equals 12. What next? Minus 40. Get rid of the 40. So negative 5x equals what?
Negative 20.
Uh-oh. It is not going to be a nice answer. What I mean by that is it's not a whole number. X equals what?
Negative.
Negative.
It's
Positive.
positive.
5.
It's positive. 5
3/5.
and 3/5. Yeah, 5 and 3/5, but I'm going to go to a decimal and call it 5.6. Okay? Hey guys, guess what? We just found out, we found where the two lines intersect. They intersect at 5.6, comma. What's y?
What's why?
Hey, guys, go home. Just go home. If you want to know what y is this number times x plus 10. Well, what's x?
5.6.
5.6. Put it in. Go get your y value. I told you you're going home later, so that's why I said circle it. Y equals -2 times 5.6 plus 10. All good? Multiply, what's this in this? 11.2 negative plus 10. Y is what?
21.2.
No,
1.2.
no. Negative 1.2, yes. Okay. Now, try to remember this. All we're really doing is finding the intersection point. So when since it's a point, can we just say it as an ordered pair? As an ordered pair, what's the solution? 5.6, comma.
-1.2.
Yep. This is the solution. Okay? Oh, by the way, how would you like to do that same problem using the graphing method? Are your eyes good enough to say, oh, I think they intersect at 5.6, comma, negative 1.2? You think you're that good?
You might get close.
You might be close, but yeah, you're not that good. That's why the substitution method is the way to go, because of these kind of answers. Okay, number 2. This is more you than me. See what you can do by yourself now. It is same difficult level problem. There's nothing hard about that one compared to this one. I will give you about a minute head start. Okay? If you don't know where to start, go look at the instructions. Now, step 1, solve for x or solve for y. Hint, hint. This is what you should have did first. Solve for x. Why did I pick the x? Because it's 1x, yeah. So then I wrote -3y plus 5 is x. That's home. I'll come back here later to get the x value. Where does this number, right here, this is a number. Where does it go? We plug it in the other equation for what letter?
X.
It is x, yeah. It has to be x, because x equals that number. So in for x, put -3y plus 5. I'm going to rewrite this. Here we go. In for x, put this number, -3y plus 5, and start working it out. Who has the answer? I'm just curious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people. 8. Okay, I'm going to wait, just wait a little longer. I'm just curious what you guys have. Yes. Anybody else?
Oh, I've got it.
I don't.
Mess that?
Got the home.
So we substitute it for the other one.
I don't know what happened.
I got it.
Yes, I want to do this.
Never equal to 5 so-
Five and five nines. I'm not doing that in my head. I can't really math.
No, 'cause that's just regular.
Doesn't make me feel it.
Watch me. You got it.
Oh, I'm way ahead, that's why.
I was like, actually do it.
Oh,
Ready?
no,
Yeah,
God.
but you're aware.
Watch me do it. Watch me do it.
What?
6.
5 divided by 2.
Thank you.
And then you have 2 divided by 5. That's where you messed up. Okay,
I got
a
it.
few of you, I'm just gonna go up now. Hey, a few of you had it right, a few of you, you made a mistake on the way and you didn't quite have it right.
Is it 2?
Watch closely. This should be what?
6y.
6y. Watch step by step because somewhere you might have made a mistake. This is what?
Negative 10.
Yep. Copy, copy, and then add like terms. Which
2y.
ones are like terms?
2y.
The y terms. 2y minus 10. Now what?
Plus 10.
Plus 10.
Then divided by 2, please.
So you get this. Divide by 2.
Thank you.
What's 5 and divide by 2?
2.5.
2 and a half.
I have the y. It's 2.5. Now go home. Just go. That's the last thing you'll do. Go home. Put it in right there. X equals negative 3 times 2.5 plus 5.
Negative.
Here it comes. What was it?
It's not.
12.5. Negative 2.5.
No, it's not 12. This is negative. This is positive.
Lots of negative.
Negative 2.5.
Right. So, the two lines, if you would have graphed them, intersect at what?
Negative 2.5.
Negative 2.5 and 2.
Right. That would be the intersection of the two lines, if you graph it. But we're not graphing. Okay? You know, for the most part, the people that did get it wrong as I looked around, I went, oh, you multiply around. Oh, negative times negative is positive. You know, it's simple mistakes. So more or less, it looks like you know what you're doing. Okay, this is our last problem. The next problem is day 2. Okay, problem 3. Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Do we ever have problems where there's not one X or Y?
Yes, but that's tomorrow.
Okay.
And then there's another method. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's 2x, 3y, 4x, 5y, we have a brand new method tomorrow.
Okay.
The only time you use the substitution method is when you see 1x or 1y.
Couldn't you just do it even if it wasn't one?
You could do it, Nick, but then you'd say x equals 1/3 y minus 2/3, and now you got a huge mess.
Yeah.
It's not fun. You can do it, it's just not fun. Okay. Okay guys, the goal is to learn the method, and at the very end, can you apply the method? Okay? Let's see. A music store offers piano lessons at a discount for customers buying new pianos. You gotta buy a piano to get a good discount. The cost for lessons and a one-time fee for materials, including your music book, your CDs, your software, etc., are shown in the advertisement over there. Look over here. How much money? For what?
6.
Or $480 for how many?
That's a
12
bargain.
lessons. Okay, there's your advertisement. Here's the question. See that? When I hear what is, that's the question. What is the cost of each lesson? Guys, listen. And what else do I have to find? and the cost of the one-time fee. There are two things you're looking for, and there's always two things you're looking for. So let X be what? Cost. Cost. Can I just do this? Per lesson? Okay. Bingo. I'm looking for the cost per lesson. What else am I looking for?
Material fee.
The cost of what?
Material fee.
One-time fee. Okay, the one-time fee. What is the cost of that? All right, so there's two things I am going after. How much is it per lesson, and how much is the one-time fee? Okay. Hey, are you guys, when I read this problem for the first time, I looked at that 300 and I looked at the 6 lessons. You know what I thought in my head?
600.
Oh, I'll just go like this. You pay $50 per lesson. $300, 6 lessons, you're paying $50 per lesson. Is that right?
No, because then it gets the 4.
Because it has a one-time fee.
There's a one-time fee included in the 300.
Oh.
That's not, that's kind of tricky. This is not right. It was very tempting to take 300 divided by 6. Okay, but that's not right. So, you know what I need you to do? I need you to write a system of equations using x and y. Okay, write your system here. And I need you to talk with your neighbor or neighbors, because we have 2 people next to you. Try to get that down. I'm just going to let you do that. I'll walk around for a minute and just see where you're at. Try and get the 2 equations on paper. Read the advertisement.
Oh, it'd be 6 x.
Got this.
110 plus. No,
Should be
6
6x.
x.
480 divided by 12, because there's no 110 feet on this. That's the way it should look. Just take 480 divided by 12.
There's one time for each of them. Why would it just be? Why would it just be?
Oh, there is a 110.
Well, we would have just been right. I was. We already know. Yes, you did.
This should be just like farther.
Well, we don't really one time fee,
White people were.
It's complicated.
I got one person who got it right up here.
I thought I understood this, and then I'm like, we're correct.
Now.
Hey, this is the hardest part of this problem. Writing the 2 equations is by far the hardest part. You got it?
I said a boom, boom, boom.
Oh, you got it.
That was awesome.
Do that again, do that again. Do it again, Victor.
This is not right. You're saying X.
Do it again, Victoria. Say it again, Victoria, say that again. No, say it, that's one blue so hard. Just say it.
Why are you eating Stop.
All right. 1 minute. Let's turn it into 2 minutes. Now let's get going.
All
right. You guys, I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get this to make more sense to you. Remember, equations have equal signs. On that side, I usually put the total. Let's just talk about this. What's the total? $300. Now you got to understand, for something to add up to $300, you paid for something. Didn't you pay for lessons?
Yeah.
And
The fee.
a one-time fee. How much did you pay per lesson? How much did you pay?
X.
What was the cost per lesson? It's right there. X. You paid X dollars per lesson. How many lessons did you get? 6. 6 lessons times that price. There, that's what you paid for all 6 lessons.
So 6x.
Plus, you paid something else.
Plus the one-time.
A one-time fee of how much?
You don't know.
No, you do know. You said it.
Why?
50.
Y. That's the number.
That's 300.
Plus Y. So this is how you paid $300. You paid for 6 lessons at that price, plus you paid a one-time fee, and then that gets you $300. Now the other total is $480. Okay, well $480. What'd you pay for? How many lessons?
12.
12 lessons. At what price?
X.
X dollars, whatever. Oh, come on.
Plus y.
Okay, plus you paid for a one-time fee of Y, and there you go. This would have done it. Some of you got it, some of you were close, and some of you just didn't have it. Okay, get going, solve it. If you got it solved, show me. I'll just say this one. Yeah, I only say $30 per lesson. I actually write it out. Okay.
Kumbaya.
Twenty lessons, or did you decide?
Oh, right here. This would be negative, this would be positive. Yeah. Once you get that long, you're gonna divide by 6. Okay. So you get it?
You don't divide it by 6.
I said 6x.
Yeah, I did. You go back home and you substitute.
What does it matter?
Wait, what? Yeah, just what did you get it for number?
Oh, yeah, you can.
This is so right. What the heck?
There you go. That's all it is.
Wow.
Hashtag guess what you
It was weird because
What was that? Where's your home? With 40, putting for the X, you get negative 180. Minus 180 plus the entire 120. Okay? Okay, here we go.
Can you see if mine's right real quick?
What'd you get? Just tell me.
Y equals 120, x equals 30.
Yep, and then you gotta say what
No
it,
way.
just say what it is though. You're not telling me what it is.
What is?
Uh-oh, am I locked here?
Y equals 120.
I got it right because I'm happy. Nick, did you get it right too?
Yeah, I knew that sounds.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna solve for y on top. Move the 6x over, it becomes this. Which this becomes home to me. We'll plug this in for y, because that's what y equals. And it would read 12x plus what? Okay, I got a question. Why did I not use parentheses in this one? What?
Because the y is already just chilling.
Well, the y's got a what number?
A 1.
A 1. There's really no,
Whatever.
There's no reason.
guys, you're talking too much. There's no reason for you to put parentheses just so you can multiply by 1. Don't do it. It's wasting your time. Okay, what does this and this add up to?
6x.
6x plus 300 equals 480. Now what? Minus 300. And you end up with 180 equals 6x. Okay, now wait a minute, because some of you didn't do this. When you get that answer, it does stand for something. It's a story problem. $30 what?
For lesson.
Per, nope, it's X. And because it's X, it's $30 per lesson. Now you want your one-time fee, that's why. Go back home, put it in. Y would equal
300 minus 6 times 30.
and that, yeah, this is what?
180.
Negative,
Negative 180.
which makes 120. One time fee. Alright, you got it? Okay. You only have 5 minutes, but in 5 minutes, you could probably have the first 2 problems done. Now, you gotta open your book. This is hard for some people. Open your book and get going. See if you can make a goal. See if you can get number 1 done and number what? Is it 1 or 2?
Because it's in my car, that's in a repair shop right now.
What happened to it?
Somebody decided to start the tire. Crack my windshield.
Say what?
1 and 2. Get them done. If you don't have your book, share with your neighbor. Nick, turn around. Matt, we tell stories.
Go, chirper.
Put number 1 on paper. Right now. You don't have to sit around. Put it, hey, starts like this. Pencil, pen, book, paper. Why did you? Well, I'll bet you anything Victoria has.
I got my resource.
I know people.
I do it during. Hey, Mr.
I do it
You want my dining?
But she has it.
Mr. Painter, you want?
I got mine
So
at
I
night.
say, listen, homework quiz right now. Everybody, do number 2. If I say that, what are you gonna do?
I'd probably be like, come
How are you gonna
on.
We have to bring our
Right.
books every day.
Come on,
It's
Peter.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen someday.
Good thing
I got
someone-
my book.
Warning.
Mr. Painter, do you want my dining?
Yeah, where is she landing?
Only if you
My
wanna blow
book?
your nose.
It's right here. I mean, I just do it during resource. Resource hour.
I do mine like at home, like I'm
Resource
supposed
is
to.
fun.
Yes, you can. Let me type it
And I. Okay.
Stop.
And you want grass paper.
I'm actually gonna be my homework.
Yesterday was
Matt, I'm didn't want to do drinking.
Huh?
That's on.
If I wanna go drive it in, 6 to 10. I know where to
Yeah.
I know, it's so true.
That's like.
That's so true.
That's like.
Like I'm, like when you look at him, you see that.
It's so one. I just last.
It's just some simple equations thrown.
Okay, thank you. Did it 31.
I did it? Yeah, I did.
You did it with each other.
It's invisible.
It's pretty bad. I think 31 was the best.
You can still grab it. Still grab
That's the only way to walk
it.
through.
Okay, no, there's a way right there.
That's
Oh, you're wrong.
Oh, but I'm not throwing away your stuff? Section, right?
no way.
Graph and salt. So what if I corrected that problem?
In algebra 1, you really got.
Yeah, you would. You can double every time.
Like 6 out of 9.
Then you're getting them wrong.
The one?
And it's alright.
Well, then you, why don't you ask them?
Well, I guess I got it right on top. I got a good grade.
Hey guys, listen, your homework. When you give me your homework, you don't get a free 9 out of 9. I'm looking for maybe 2 problems or 3 problems and I correct them. And if you get all 3 wrong, you get a 6 out of 9. If you get 2 wrong, you get a 7 out of 9. So if you all you're doing is just slapping things down on paper thinking, yeah, he'll give me 9 out of 9. No, I won't. Do it well. Do it well.
Alright.
All right, Nick?
That sounds good.
People are.
Come on.
Thank you.
Cody?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I am.
Yeah, what's that thing you were building on
5 and 9s.
Saturday? I don't
Which
know.
one do you want?
Oh, it's a room. We're having like extra rooms downstairs.
So when is it?
Oh. You say 9. Then you're home. Then you're home at what's it?
Then they don't make you close.
9:50?
Then they have a car though.
Which means
That means I can get
you have some energy?
Yeah.
You're not gonna be too tired?
Depends on the day.
But not, I wasn't, my thought was,
Try to figure out the hours.
well, yeah,
It
like,
would-
maybe
I
you were,
tried
let's just say you
asking-
were working 30 hours. Maybe you wanna cut down to 20. 20 hours a week versus 30 is huge. Let me just tell you this, in college, when I was in college, I worked 25 to 30. And I worked hard, like I would work on my homework till 1 in the morning. Okay, you're a high school kid. I don't think you have big bills. Do you have bills? Do you have to pay a lot of bills?
No, only cars.
You do pay the car and phone. Okay, so you do have bills. Okay, can you get by in 20 hours? Would 20 hours pay for your bills? Well, you hate to work too much and then, you know, have no time to do your homework. So, I mean, I'm just trying to get you to do your homework.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I was with Miss Ball. And this
Oh,
was-
that, yeah, I called you up.
Yeah,
What
she
happened?
said that, she would either like
That's
call
7th
her
October.
or email her or something and she'd.
Oh, so you were with the girls and you were probably 10 minutes later.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't know how long she
Well,
was gonna stand there talking to me.
Did she, okay, did she,
She said she would either email you whenever she got back down.
okay, so she said she was gonna email me.
Yeah, but there was some kid that wanted to talk to her.
Oh, okay, so she might have forgot.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
so she said either you email her or something.
okay. All right, for some reason this thing's all messed up.
But, yeah.